Welcome to The Savvy Scribe, a podcast for freelance healthcare and medical writers who want to start or grow their business. Your hosts, Carol Bush and Janine Kalbach, will help you build a profitable health writing business without having to spend years figuring it out on your own. Now, let's join the conversation.
Hey, everybody, it's Carol. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen every week and join Janine and I as we share information for high-performing health writers on the Savvy Scribe podcast. We are so excited for the last quarter of 2019. How about you? By the time you listen to this episode, you'll probably have only about 90 days left in the year. And I love being able to plan my time 90 days out. So, guess what? Janine and I are so excited. We're going to be getting together in November to plan for 2020. And we have some great ideas up our sleeves, as you can imagine. We've had a wonderful time with our Savvy Scribe Growth Lab students. They're landing gigs, building websites, taking their business profitably to the next level. In the future, we'd like to know, what would you like from this podcast? We're going to be meeting in real life in November, and we're going to be doing some planning. We'd love to hear, what are your struggles? What do you want help with? How can we serve you? We really want to know so that we can put out content that you find valuable and that you are going to be psyched to get on your phone every week and listen to that Carol and Janine in your pocket. So the planning game is going to be on. Please give us your feedback, and you can send it to savvyscribes@gmail.com, or better yet, join us in the Savvy Scribe Collective and leave feedback in the gated Facebook community. Now, let's go on to the show. We love getting emails from all of you. Thanks so much for sharing your questions, your comments, and your ideas for 2020. Don't forget to share those with us. Recently, our Savvy Scribe Growth Lab students really focused in on a couple lessons. One, which is showcasing, picking their niche. One is showcasing, helping them select a niche that they're going to focus on as they pitch clients for the next 90 days. We always get a ton of questions. It's really hard at first for folks to figure out, as they're launching their health writing business, or if they're pivoting to a new service mix, to really get clear on that niche. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I also want to bring up a concept that maybe you haven't thought of. Are we working for cost clients or value clients? And knowing the difference will mean everything to your high performing health writer business. So, as I said, our Savvy Scribe students are really focusing on finding their niche. And that, obviously, a lot of business consultants say is the key to consulting success as an independent contractor. So, think about it. Pick an industry or a type of project that you can specialize in. Practice giving tremendous value to those specific clients, become an expert, and reap the rewards of focused work at high rates. While all that's true, I would argue there's a better kind of niche to be found. And my niche is simple: good clients. It really doesn't matter too much what their industry, their product, or their service is. What matters most to me is how much they value my experience, how prepared and easy they are to work with, and how invested I can get into the success of their business. So I'm here to tell you the way I see it. There are two types of clients: cost clients and value clients. Which are you working for? Let's talk a little bit about the cost clients. Cost clients care first and foremost about price. They always want quality and speed too, right? But the primary drive for deciding who to hire for their project is who can do it the cheapest. Cost clients ask right up front what your rate is because that concern is more important than figuring out if you're actually the best fit for the task. Or they propose how much they can spend right away. Quote, this shouldn't take long, so I'll pay $500. They really don't care how much doing the job well will actually cost because they've already decided how much they're willing to spend. And this spend can have little or no connection to how much work the job requires or how much the result is worth. If you can't do the job within their randomly surmised budget, they'll move on to someone else who promises they can. Oh, and by the way, they'll be sure to mention they're bootstrapped. They might promise you exposure in exchange for discounted work. I've even heard them use a few tricks in the book to squeeze their way into below market rate work. I liken these to the Walmart shoppers of the client world. I I equate these to the Walmart shoppers of the client world. It should be noted that some clients are genuinely bootstrapped and have tight budgets. Totally fine with that to match. And they have no choice but to settle for the less expensive option because it's a choice of that or nothing at all. The clients to really avoid are the ones who do have money but still act like cost clients. Then you know for sure they don't put much value in your work. Cost clients are more likely to think of you as a temporary keyboard monkey hired to do their bidding rather than a valued business partner offering to help them grow. The second kind of client are value clients. Value clients want the best outcome for their project. Finding the right person for the job who will deliver the best results is most important rather than finding the cheapest option. They probably want speed and low cost too. Everyone does really like efficiency, but they won't sacrifice too much quality for that. Value clients prioritize finding the right person with the right skills and experience for the content project. Sorting out price becomes a mandatory formality after the real discussions have taken place. So think about this. I know in my own experience, often they'll ask me how much time and money the job will take to get the job done well, because they know I know more about that than they do. Value clients also look to form long-term strategic business partners with everyone they work with, so not just content strategy, because they know finding and keeping the right people are keys to business success. Value clients are generally successful businesses who have cash flow enough to invest in good content creation, good design, or if they are startups, they are funded. Both kinds recognize the value in making an investment in content strategy and creation. So think about it. Value clients want good value. They're smart enough not to overpay because they can recognize the difference between a BS artist digital cowboy and a genuine professional who can offer them valuable insights and experience. Why not try this in your practice? Think through all of your current and recent past clients. How many of them would you describe more like cost clients, and how many are value clients? How has the proportion of them changed over your work or your career as a high performing health writer? So, how in the heck do we attract the right kind? Well, listening to some of the definitions that I just went through, you might have had a few cringeworthy moments where you thought, yep, some of my clients are definitely cost clients. No wonder they're so frustrating to work with. Or maybe you had some realization, yeah, oh my gosh, value clients sound just like the type of business I love working with the most. Sometimes I believe when we're listening, the distinction is obvious to see when you know how to frame it. The bigger question is, how do I get more value clients? So let's look at three different areas and want to tell you a little bit of a story as well. About a year ago, Janine and I, as we were working within the for-profit arm of the Healthcare Marketing Network, we actually noticed that we were getting a lot more cost client uh, folks contacting us. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story about cost clients and value clients. About a year ago, I noticed we were really getting hit with a lot more cost clients, cost shoppers than value clients. And I really looked at the wording that we were using, and especially related to the word freelance writer or freelance health writer. And I totally changed up because we always had to have the discussion, the freelance or a marketplace, and people were really focused on, well, hey, I found these other people were willing to do it for X through Fiverr and Upwork. Well, we're not Fiverr and Upwork. We are a collective of high performing health writers. One day I said that. And I was like, oh, and so the person said, well, what's a high performing health writer? And I went through the 6-step quality assurance process that we used when working with people in our tribe. And once I did that, they were like, oh, okay, I totally get the value that these professionals are going to bring. So, about a year ago is actually when I started changing my wording from referring to my tribe or my collective or our profession. Instead of freelance health writers, I said high performing health writers. Now, there's some experience and quality that needs to go along with that. But it was important right away. It helped me attract the value seeking clients when I started referring to our collective as a high performing health writer tribe with very specific quality issues to back that up. So let's get back to that bigger question again. How do you get more value clients? So, first, where do you look for clients? The answer will say a lot about which type of clients will be available to you. So, hint again, just like I said, Upwork and Fiverr are not the answer because those marketplaces are really powerful for the content shopper, not the content creator, because the content shopper, it's a buyer's market. They can actually get a lot of work for pennies. Look again, second way to look at it is how much do you charge? Your rate is a powerful tool for attracting one kind or the other, in all honesty. How do you market your service? Just like in the story that I just told you, think about the language that you use to describe yourself as a professional. Discussing your unique offering in the right terms is like a bright light to a moth. And I'm here to tell you, after a year of changing all of my wording and referring to every person I work with as a high performing health writer, a high value writer, now I actually turn up in Google search as referencing that. So when people are looking for an experienced health writer, Carol Bush, the Savvy Scribe, and the Social Nurse all pop up in the top 10. So people reach out to me on LinkedIn. So think about it as you are crafting your website, your LinkedIn profile, or publishing articles about the profession of the high performing health writer. Use the right language and you'll be irresistible to potential value clients. Hey everyone, it's Carol. I wanted to take just a few minutes break from the podcast to make sure you were aware of an essential resource that will help you ramp up your business. Often you hear Janine and I talk about the power of a community, and we know that building a professional network of like-minded entrepreneurs has several benefits for high-performing health writers. It gives you a sounding board for when you have questions or want advice, which is a huge help, especially in the early stages of a business. The cool thing is, as your network grows, so do your resources. And quite frankly, so do your chances of success. So the great news is, Janine and I created a private community just for fans of the Savvy Scribe podcast. That's right, just for you. It's called the Savvy Scribe Collective. The collective is a gated community and it's open to forward thinking health writers just like you who are focused on growing and scaling profitable businesses. Janine and I co manage the group, and we created it as a safe space to share resources, ask for advice, and to connect as a community of forward thinking health writers. We are both here to support and help you, and we encourage our tribe to do the same. In the collective, we're going to be sharing some extra episodes, bonus show notes, free webinars, and some mini courses, and more. There'll be a lot of unannounced fun too. Just think about it. How much more would you accomplish if you had a strategic partner in your business? Check us out on Facebook and look to the show notes so you can get hooked up with the Savvy Scribe Collective. We'll see you soon. Now back to the show.
That's a wrap for today's episode of The Savvy Scribe. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Until next time.